this course is accelerating my awareness and making it easier for me to see what I'm doing and toggle that switch.
This communication course is really beneficial for anyone wanting to be able to have their needs met in this life. In the past, I felt like I was a terrible communicator, which led me to be a really introverted person. But after taking Wake the Talk Up's course, I've noticed that I'm more confident in communicating. I have more clarity on my needs, and it's also much easier for me to be vulnerable in conversations and get honest. I've been more present and I've been able to be a better listener. And that has changed a lot.
I think anyone would benefit from Wake the Talk Up. It's really a powerful tool to analyze how your communication is and for personal development. Whether it's for in your business life, for communication with your significant other, with your children, with your friends. It really is powerful to take the pieces, the building blocks of learning that the course provides, the exercises and the integration from week after week, and put it all together. It really does just kind of move you forward in a way that is just so eloquent. Anyone can really benefit from this work.
I feel more comfortable allowing myself to be seen. And it doesn't feel like what I expected it to feel like. It's more like I'm a lot of things. Sometimes I'm awkward, sometimes I'm a bitch, sometimes I'm really funny. But like all this is gonna show up and like it's there. It's there and I don't need to like hide anything. So there's something about going through this course that has brought me closer to my goals. And also in a weird way, all of that allows me to be seen more or more clearly or something.
Yes, now that I am better at identifying the underlying needs and emotions, it is now easier for me to select what I want to say. I can be more efficient, more accurate if I understand the subplot from my parts.
Well, it's interesting. Like, I definitely felt a lot more patience, but I also have found a lot more things to like think about and do. Really intriguing to kind of learn how much there is to communication, I would say. It's not overwhelming, but it's definitely like big in a good way.
The coolest thing I found is how you can take one thing and you can narrow down by doing the observations and the moth and all that stuff, and you can narrow it down to this one need that wasn't being met. And then you go, holy moly, okay. And it kind of lightens and it lifts and it just gives you a whole different perspective of how you approach conversations or hear conversations and or interpret what people say to you, because you've got so much more to go off of.
The number of things that I am like more conscious and aware of thinking through during communication, I can't even put a number to it. It's multiple X's, helping me communicate in my marriage, with my children, with the conflicts that my children are going through, with my mother, with my coworkers, yeah, across the board.
Like really feeling grounded in those needs, I think is what kind of lends the confidence to then go forth and ask for things, to set a boundary, and makes it somehow seem less anxiety prone.
I realized, wow, you mean I can just be? I could just be me however I feel now, right now, and my needs now with no story. It's like, the weirdest truth is I sort of discover for the first time that it's okay that I have any needs. I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I wasn't conscious of it. I was so successful at being whatever was expected of me for their needs.
This spreadsheet actually is very helpful for me. I keep it on my refrigerator. It's interesting to put a word out to a feeling. So that for me was a lot of learning. And And then the needs thing, being okay to have needs, like Lewis said, and asking for help, not an easy thing for me. And I've learned to do that more. It was that switch in my brain about being weak and asking for help, or being vulnerable and asking for help, or needy.
Well, what's the feeling that you get when you get the support?
Acceptance, genuine and trust, authenticity, and more depth and understanding.
To whether I feel like I've come further in developing a leadership communication skills.
Yeah.
I feel like I've grown immensely, actually. I feel like, but just my interior landscape has changed. There's a lot more spaciousness, and I have all these tools now that I'm not totally skilled yet in applying everything, but like just a whole shed of tools now, whereas I didn't have anything in the backyard before.